All right, boom, baby, we're live. Welcome to Interview with the Man, episode 303, where I am joined with my new close friend, Mr. Locario, who has assisted me in pandemic pickup and in body language mastery. Mr. Locario, good morning from New York, New York.
What up? What up? What's going on, bro? How you been?
Good. Just doing my best to get a little bit more shredded, get a little bit more rich, get a few more hoes. Another day in the life, make money,
That's
make
what's
muscles.
up. That's how you got to do it, man. That's how you got to do it.
It's the only way to do it, right?
That's how you got to do it.
So, guys, don't forget, August 24th, SALT Online Dating is coming out. Get on the waiting list right now. Over 112 people on the waiting list right now. It's been up for 1 week. Go to saltdaddy.net. Get on the waiting list. We'll talk more about that a little bit later. Mr. Locario, sir, so you've it was thanks to Myron Gaines that I was actually introduced to you. The name of yours, yeah, and the name of yours really was kind of always floating around the manosphere, whatever the fuck you want to call that.
You're right.
I personally hate the manosphere. I'm not part of the manosphere. They've made me part of them, but I'm just
you were forced.
Yeah, I've just made my own independent kind of thing. But quite frankly, you are a super pimp. Let's just cut straight to it. I believe that you have some serious game. And why don't you just tell everybody who you are, what you're about, and I'll give you the full screen. Just take a moment here.
Okay, cool. So for those who don't know, my name is Mr. Locario. I'm a dating and life coach. So I've been coaching men and women for the past decade on, relationship, sex, life, dating, just getting people to really know how to get what they want in a dating game. So that's what I do. You know what I mean? I've authored 6 books. I have a bad boy membership program. That's where men join this membership program. And each month I teach them, different tips and different things that they can do to step up their game. So you can go to badboymembership.com for that. And so I just keep it going like that. And I just finished directing and producing the first documentary on game called Game Kings that's coming out actually officially on Black Friday. And so it's myself and some other coaches that are talking about, the dating game and masculinity and stuff for men. You know what I mean?
Let's unpack that a little bit. First of all, I already know it's going to be a hit because you're involved. So congratulations in advance. That's I just Locario, how old are you, bro?
I'm 39, man. 39. I'm an old man. I'm an old man, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I thought you were 28, 29.
Nah, it's the black, the black makes black,
black don't crack.
That's what they say. That's what they say,
Well, sir, I'm going to have to start referring to you as sir more often. You're my senior. So you've been in this game for a while. Okay, so you're older, which is good. 39, listen, you're still living the dream.
Trying to make it happen,
Let me ask you this. Dude, what the fuck happened to American guys? America, in my opinion, is simp nation number one. The birth of simping, and we are exporting that shit at a monumental rate. What the fuck happened to all these guys? Why are so many guys pathetic, beta male, emotional losers? Please, can you shine some light on this? Because I don't know where this came from. It's great for guys like me and you because we're fucking cleaning up. But what's going on?
Yeah, the thing is, a lot of these guys, actually, the reason why it's like this is because they don't want to actually adhere to real game. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to adhere to actual real game, and they don't take it seriously. They don't think it's necessary. And so what happens is that a lot of guys have been indoctrinated into this more feminized society that we live in right now. So they're not necessarily, taking action. They're not taking charge. They're not being masculine. They're not being men. So they're just sort of falling back and letting everything just happen to them. You know what I mean? And they're not really making life happen. So it's just been like the trend now. This is just how guys are now. A lot of guys, they think that in order to get women or in order to be masculine, that they need to have the fancy car and all the money and all the, you know, all these things they think that's gonna get them the girl, or they think that's gonna make them attractive. And it's like they never stand on who they are as men. You understand? It's always like, I was watching someone's live stream or something, and he was talking about, you know, just basically like, oh, you gotta get your Instagram followers up or you're not gonna be able to get a girl or something. And it was literally saying that's the only way. You understand? So yeah, you can get girls on Instagram, but this guy was like, this is the only way you're gonna get girls in 2020. And I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? So guys are just on some other stuff right now.
I mean,
crazy.
Let me ask you. So obviously you're American, yeah? You're born in America.
Right.
Where were you born in New York?
Yeah, I was born in Brooklyn. Yeah.
I love East Coast people, bro. The West Coast makes me sick. East Coast, Beast Coast, baby. Sorry, we're fucking crazy workaholics, but we, you know, a lot of good shit came from the East Coast, man. The only thing the West Coast has on us is fucking Silicon Valley. But other than that, like, bro, have you ever been out to California and Los Angeles?
Yeah, I've been out to LA. I've been out to LA a few times. You know what I'm saying?
When did you go out there?
The last time I was out there was last year when I was recording my documentary. So there's a guy named Boss Mac. His name is Boss Mac Topsoil. He's a dude out there. He spits game and everything. He's on point. So we went out there to film his part of the documentary. And yeah, LA is cool, man. And then I was out there before that when I was actually on. I did this reality show years ago, like in 2007, 2008, called I Love New York, which was on VH1.
Oh, you were on that show?
Yeah, I was on the first season of I Love New York on VH1
with the girl, the black girl, New York.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Motherfucker, are you serious?
So if you watch that again, you'll see me. I had dreadlocks back in the day, so I had my dreadlocks and stuff. And then yeah, I was on there. I was on the first 2 episodes. They kicked me off on the second episode.
Bro, do you remember that big Jack White dude when they're like, are you still like, it was so funny. He's like, are you still like, you know, in love with New York? You could tell he was just trash. And he was like, absolutely.
Right.
It was just there for
yeah, that's my boy right there. That was my boy. I used to hang out with that dude a lot. He was funny. So yeah, that shit was crazy. It was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was the last time I was out in LA before this, you know, last year or whatever. But yeah, it's dope over there.
Bro, to be honest with you, when I went out to LA, I hated it. I was just like, I don't know, because I went out there in 2000 and I believe it was 2018. I was flying because when you fly from Japan to USA,
right?
Typically you either stop in LAX, SFO, or they go straight to Houston, right? And so I stayed in LAX, and I had like a long layover there. So I went out and like looked around the city and stuff. But like, maybe I'm gonna get a little woo woo on you. Just bear with me. But like, the vibe, the city just didn't feel clean. For me personally, I just felt like off. I had a couple interaction with people. They were like, it was real superficial and really, a lot of people just seemed fake to me. And like, you know, I'm really socially sharp. Obviously, body language mastery, all the stuff I put out. You know, I got the psychology down. But I don't know. And then a lot of those guys from Southern California, they come out here to Tokyo because other than Hawaii, it's the closest American place to Japan, you know what I mean? And a lot of those dudes are fucking weird, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it does have. I remember when I was out there back in like 2007, 2008, I felt that vibe too, where it was like, you know, because it's the whole like that Hollywood energy, you know what I'm saying, out there. So it was definitely, you know, definitely some of that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I agree. I'm not trying to like push my beliefs on you. I'm just letting you know, just have a conversation. But I don't know. I am a little biased. I mean, there's guys in my community from California that I fucking love to death. Like Ed from LA, my man Chris, you know, Fido. There's tons and tons of guys out there.
Right.
But yeah, I just feel, you know, part of the reason why obviously I left America, right? And for me, I just felt like, you know, I couldn't really. I had tons of success in America. When I left America, I was 20. I was 1 month away from being 26.
Right.
At that time, I had like a body count like around 70. So I definitely wasn't just like some fucking simp or some dork. But
Right.
I just knew that like there seems to, I believe that there were more fertile ground out there in regards to women. Personally, I believe like American women are, in regards to on the global scale, they're definitely towards the bottom. Would you agree with that sentiment, or are you an international fan, or what's more your cup of tea?
Well, yeah, the thing is, I'll say generally, you know, this is the thing. I say if you can get American women, you can get women anywhere else in the world.
For
You
sure.
know what I'm saying? Because American women generally are the least submissive. You understand what I'm saying? Generally, you understand?
Yeah.
And so, and it's just the culture of America. You understand? The culture of America, it pushes masculinity down. You feel what I'm saying? And it overpraises femininity. You understand what I'm saying?
Not femininity, overpraises women. They don't even
Right. That is true. That is true. Because if they didn't overpraise femininity, then they would be more submissive.
Let me ask you this. Do you remember like when Trump first got elected and people were like rioting outside the White House, right?
Right.
I saw some crazy tattooed white chick pull down her pants and shit on a picture of Donald Trump in broad daylight. This is not even at nighttime. She shat in public on a picture of Donald Trump, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, you are so strong and empowered. How can I shit like you?" And I'm just like, is this how low the bar has been set? Fuck, I'm not talking about politics or anything. Right. I'm just talking about the act of, it could have been Obama, it could have been Clinton, Bush. Like, the typical conversation that I believe American chicks engage in these days, a lot of American girls don't like me because I bring this right up in their face. Girls typically just show up to the conversation and wait to get validated. They can literally say whatever they want.
Right.
Like, because dudes are just like such thirsty, pathetic. I don't want to call them men. I just want to call them males. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, the thing is, the funny part is about that is that, like, a lot of times, and this is why, because when I coach women, they always act, they're like, "Oh, how come I can't find a good man?" Yada yada yada, all that other stuff. And really, it's because, you have women don't, a lot of women don't actually want success in dating and relationships. They want attention. They want to get their ass kissed. You understand? They want like a guy who's going to be a slave to them. That's what a lot of them actually want. They also want that, and at the same time, simultaneously, they'll still be pursuing that alpha male that they want to lock down, but they can't lock them down because most alpha males are not going to just stay with the one woman. That's the thing they don't want to understand. So I'll even teach women. I say, hey, listen, the more attractive the guy is, the more likely you're going to have to share him. You understand what I'm saying? So I always try to tell them that, but they don't want to listen. You know what I mean? So it just is what it is, you know?
I didn't know we were having church today, but I got my Bible ready. I'm ready.
You know?
It's so true. That's like, I tried to explain it to a girl recently. I said, like, look, okay? And Patrice O'Neal said this famously.
Right.
He's like, if you like a guy, right? There's at least 25 other girls that like that guy.
Right, exactly.
And if you hate a guy, there's at least 2,500 girls that hate that guy too.
Right.
That don't want nothing, right? But it's like they... It's funny, right? The girl meets you, right? Let's say a girl meets you or me, right? Looking at this guy, he's got well-groomed facial hair, clearly a handsome individual, self-employed entrepreneur. Right. He's got a good smile, he's got game, right? You know the work that he does, you know the kind of guy he is, and you like him. And then you try to lock him down and change him, like they don't even understand, like you're trying to change what you liked in the first place.
Right, exactly. And that's why a lot of relationships don't even last, because you have these guys out here who, you know, at first they was that dude, then they get with a woman, they switch up, and then the woman wonders why she's not attracted to him anymore. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're definitely not going to be attracted to him anymore, because that's not the guy you got with. He's a totally different guy, and he switched up not because he evolved. He switched up because he was trying to be who he thinks you want him to be. You know what I'm saying? And that already is not going to be attractive to her anyway. So I always tell guys, look, you have to stand on your square and be you 100%. And if you are going to change, it should be only change based off of something internally that's happening within you. That's a growth. You understand what I'm saying? Other than that, you know, it's you might as well just dump your girl if at that case, because she's gonna leave you at some point, because she's gonna be like, this guy is kind of lame right now. You know what I'm saying?
It's just there's a lot of things that are perplexing, but I don't know. Let me. I got a $1 million question for you if you're down. Are you ready?
Right.
Are you ready for $1 million question? I asked Charlie from Cultivate Crypto yesterday $1 million question. So 60 seconds on the clock. Okay. Mr. Locario, age 39, New York. Let's talk about these girls. What percentage of American girls in the year 2020 belong to the streets forever? Get 60 seconds on the clock. Go.
Oh man, okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, 100%. I mean, I you know, I believe that we all belong to the community, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this, you know, we're all just like, you know, sharing situations, and always say, look, all relationships is going to end. Either you and the person's going to break up, or you're going to die. You understand what I'm saying? So if y'all stay together and you die, it's over. So the thing is, you just got to enjoy who you with while you're with them. And if you have a strong bond, you know, usually it'll probably last until you die. So I'm like, you know, I think a lot of people are you know, they're confused, and they think that, you know, things are supposed to last forever, but also they think that this one person is theirs. It's like, no, it's like you're just renting. You know what I'm saying? You're leasing. You know what I mean? Like, that's all it is. You know what I mean?
You're leasing the pussy with an option to buy.
Right. Exactly.
As Dave Chappelle famously said. Real quick, Fresh Prince CEO with the $4.99 super chat says, dope interview, John. Only gives you quality guests. Shout out to Mr. Locario. Come to Miami.
Shout out, bro.
And then I want to read Donovan Feist says, just came from watching Tokyo Crypto Show with Charlie. What market do you recommend for buying Bitcoin? I don't know what you mean, but definitely buy some Bitcoin ASAP. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm like, obviously I'm in Tokyo, and so I can't right now because of the whole, you know, global nonsense that's going on. I can't leave Japan because if I leave, because I'm American, I don't know if because you're American too, but I don't know if you most of Americans are globally banned from countries right now due to the high COVID cases. So, you know, I only can look at America through the eyes of social media, mainstream media, and friends on the ground. Right. But for me right now, America in 2020 has just seemed like a zoo. What do you take on that?
Well, I mean, the thing is, it's always been like this. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I feel like it's highlighted now because of stuff like COVID-19. Because COVID-19 highlighted a lot of things, especially in relationships. You know what I mean? Like, you have a lot of people who are in relationships, you know, strictly because of COVID-19 situations. They're like, let me get booed up so I can have somebody while this whole pandemic is going on. And then also people who have already been in relationships, once this thing popped off and they had to stay in their houses with their girlfriends or their wives or whatever, you know, shit hit the fan, and a lot of people ended up getting broken up. They getting divorced because they couldn't actually take it. So it's like, they're like, damn, I really see that I really didn't like this person. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was a good test for a lot of people, and just in general, it's a good test for a person's willpower and seeing how well they can handle, change and handle situations that might not necessarily be a situation that's a usual comfortable situation. Because that's the thing. It's like you got to be prepared for anything. And so Americans especially, we're so spoiled.
Yeah.
That any little thing is like, oh my God, I can't take it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Americans can take a lot of stuff happening in other countries that go on a daily basis. They will lose their mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You say spoiled. I say weak.
Right.
Frankly, did you tell me? Are you Jamaican?
No. I mean, I wasn't born Jamaican, but my father's side of the family is Jamaican. So yeah, I could.
Right. I'm Trinidadian. Right. So my mom's from Trinidad, and so okay. So have you ever been down to like the Caribbean and shit?
Yeah, I went to Jamaica. What was it? 2 years ago, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was my first time going there. It was a culture shock. I was like, oh shit, this is crazy out here. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah.
Where have you traveled to in the world?
So when I went to Jamaica, I was in Kingston. So I was in the hood with my business partner, and so that was an interesting thing. And then I went to before that I went to Montreal. Montreal was cool. Everybody's all friendly out there. I've been to Brazil. Brazil is on point. You know what I'm saying? The ladies in Brazil is definitely on point. So I want to travel to some more spots. I want to go to like Paris and all that other stuff next. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Go to different spots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, definitely. I'm a big advocate of traveling. I was kind of exposed to traveling at a young age, and then I don't know if you were, but I was heavily involved in the Pentecostal church. So we got to tell the world about Jesus.
Right.
So I went to South Africa when I was 15, and we were in Johannesburg and Krugersdorp and doing missions trip outreaches. And then I've been to Paris, and I've been to Northern Europe, like Finland, Sweden, Denmark, and all that. Nice. French people are pretty cool. Parisians are assholes, though, except for Xavier in my community. Definitely. I think that really made me more of a global citizen too, because you just realize, like, when we talk about spoiled and stuff in America, without a shadow of a doubt, yeah, like you're 1,000% right. Like, Americans are soft, bro, and like when I obviously I live in Japan, right? And so Japan is like, it's 98% Japanese.
Right.
It's like 98.3% Japanese, right? So I'm like, I clearly, with my big ass green eyes, like I stand out like a sore thumb. And there is racism out here. And it's like way worse than in America. Right. It's like you go to a restaurant, they're like, nah.
They're looking at you like, who the hell is this guy up in here, man? Get out of here.
Sorry, they give you the Asia X. If you ever come to Asia, they're gonna go, sorry. Sorry. No,
like, get this guy out of here. That's
and
crazy.
Then little things like that. And but I think like you learn to deal with it, because like racism doesn't define me or any of that shit. Like no one's gonna stop me. I could have fucking one leg and I'd still be a winner. Okay?
Right.
And so but I think those little things. Who really strikes out the quickest in Japan when they come here, and they strike out the hardest and quickest?
Who's that?
It's white chicks from America.
Oh yeah.
2 years maximum, bro. 2 years maximum, and they go home with their tail between their legs, because the work ethic in Japan is insane. The typical Japanese work day, like if you were to work a salaried position,
right,
you leave the house at about 7:45 a.m. and you're probably getting home 9 p.m.
Wow, that's crazy.
And that's Monday to Friday, and that's for years upon years upon years.
Jesus.
So that will make a man out of you real quick.
Right.
I mean, it really sharpened. Like a lot of people here, like say like, man, MLT, do you ever sleep? Do you ever work? I'm like, bro, come to Japan and watch how these people live.
Right.
And it's definitely a hardening experience. Going back to everything, obviously you have the YouTube channel, you have the Bad Boy membership, you have all this good stuff going on. What what like freed your mind to make you think that you could survive? And you're not even surviving, you're thriving, you're doing very well for yourself, 100%. Like, and talk about like dating clout. Like, you walk up to a girl, like, what's up, girl? I do it all the time now. I'm like, hey, what's up, girl? Yeah, what do you do for a living? Oh, I'm a YouTuber. They're like, god damn, you a YouTuber?
Right.
And like, and you're wearing like Versace and shit, like, and you're not broke? Like, how do you make money off of that? Like, what opened your mind and just and made you, because you could have, you're a talented guy, you could have been like a hip-hop star, you could have been fucking just like a prankster YouTuber, you could have done whatever you want. Like, why did you choose this field? Why did YouTube? Like, what was the moment for you? Like, what made Mr. Locario?
Right. Well, the thing was, like, I actually used to back in the day rap back in the day. So that was like my first thing I wanted to do was be a rapper. And so I actually got signed 3 times, and all 3 times.
Really?
Yeah. So what happened was, I got signed 3 times, and they were all from independent labels. And I remember, and what happened was that the contracts weren't right. And then I know 2 of the labels didn't have enough money to really do what they needed to do. So I just kind of got out the situation. And then one of them, it was a situation that I had with one of the managers that was managing me at the time. So I just kind of fell out with them. And then I started doing stuff on my own, putting out mixtapes. And my rap name was Trends. So this was like back in, it was actually back around the time when I was on Isle of New York, because the way I got kicked off the show was I was trying to like pass out my CDs on the show, like trying to promote my music and shit. So that's what I was doing at first.
So you didn't get voted off. You get kicked off.
No, yeah, I got voted off. You know what I'm saying, at the end, and I was like, so I was passing out CDs and stuff like that. And so I used to do that. I used to sell CDs in Times Square. I used to be out, there from like 10 a.m. to like 6, 7 p.m. selling CDs and stuff. So I used to do that like heavy. And then I was also working in an after school program. After that, I was teaching kids how to do video production. So me and my business partner, we do like music videos for artists. We sometimes do weddings and stuff like that, filming weddings, all that other stuff. So after I was doing all of that, I was talking to my friend who's also my business partner. I said, yo, I want to do something that I know how to do. That's my own thing, and that's my own business. So we came up with a list of stuff. And so one of the things on the list that I was good at, so I wrote a few things I thought I was good at. And one of the things was getting laid. So I was like, oh shit, okay, I know how to fuck girls. So I was like, I could be a porn star, or I can teach other guys how to fuck girls. So I went that direction. You know what I mean?
Why didn't you go the porn star route? You probably.
I was like, I don't think I could take the pressure under them hot lights. So I was like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
Fair play.
So I'm glad I took this route though. You know what I mean? But yeah. So I was like, let me do this. And so I started first, literally just doing YouTube videos. I remember the first week I put out like 6 videos on YouTube, and this was back in like 2008. You understand? So this was, over like 10 years ago or whatever. And I was putting out videos, and I think that first weekend I got like 100 emails from people. I just put my email address. I didn't have a website. I didn't have anything. I didn't know anything about marketing, nothing. Wow. And so I was like, oh shit, people actually want advice. So I started putting out more videos, and then I started to put out a website, and then I put out like a free like ebook manual and stuff. So I just started slowly doing it. Now I didn't make any money for like the first 3 or 4 years. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make a dime. I was just like, getting my feet wet, getting used to it, and just giving out information. And so as I started doing that, I started to, read more books on marketing, read more books on promotion. And just like how, like, I already know you as far as
any good book on marketing that really stood out to you, changed your life?
Shit, I was reading, it was weird. It was actually I can't even remember the names of them. They were like some obscure free ebooks I found online about marketing. So it ain't nothing like specific. Okay. Yeah. It was just like, I read maybe 3 or 4 books on the same subject, and they were all pretty much saying the same thing. So I was like, okay, I gotta, build a website, have a lead page, do this, do that. So I started doing that type of stuff. The funny part was, I realized I messed up because I put out an ebook and I just posted it on this website for free. And so when I went back to the website, within I think a month or 2, it got like 30,000 downloads. Wow. And so I was like, damn, that could have been 30,000 leads and emails I had that I didn't have because I didn't have my website up yet or anything like that. So it was just a learning process. So I was like, okay, cool. So then after that, I just started to do more and more videos. I started writing more, you know, and all this time I'm making no money. I'm working, you know, part-time at this after school program, and I'm just doing my thing.
What year was this?
This was like maybe what, 2008, 2009, 2010, in that area.
Golden ages of marketing, man.
Yeah, exactly. I know, right? That was the time. Trust me, that was. Listen, I remember when I first got on YouTube, there wasn't like this many people on here like this. Like it was like, and so you could put out a video, and I remember I was getting like 8,000, 10,000 hits. You know what I'm saying? Like easy. You know what I'm saying? And so that was back in the day. So I've gotten like, and this is the funny part. I remember there was a time on YouTube where it was, I don't know what it was, but it was super PC because I kept getting my channel shut down. I must have gotten at least a dozen channels shut down since I've been on YouTube. You know what I mean? So at this point, it's sort of been like slowed down. Like it hasn't been like that much shutting down as it used to be. But back in the day, like all of this stuff right here, they would have shut this down. You know what I'm saying? So I'm surprised that they're just kind of letting it ride. It probably is like, you know, fuck it. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was worse back in like 2008, 2009, because it was like every morning I'll be like, yeah, they probably shut down my channel and I have to make a new one. And so I just kept making new channels. So all the channels that I've had on YouTube, I've probably had combined since 2008. I've probably had combined at least like 70 million views on YouTube combined for the past like 10, 12 years. You understand what I'm saying? So I've been doing it for a long, long time. You see what I mean? So I've been doing it for a while since like, you know, this shit's been going on. And then so I just kept going. And then finally I realized, okay, I started making a little money. I came out with my books. I was selling books, but so I was making money here and there, but not enough to where I could quit my jobs and stuff. So after I was working at the after school program, I started working at the gym part-time. And then after that, I was like, wait a second, I'm making enough money to where I could just do this full time. So I quit the gym and then just kept, you know, going ever since. So I've been doing this full time for, I think, the past maybe 3 years, something like that. So it's still been early since I've been doing this full time. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I try to tell people, that sometimes, you know, for some people it's different. So some people it's going to take, you know, they could do this in like 2 years now, especially now with all the information. When I was coming up, it was like there wasn't that much information out, and I had to learn by trial and error and then get to that point where I'm at now. You see what I'm saying? But either way, people have to stick it through and be you know, doing this for a while. Because I remember watching your videos years ago. When when I remember before you never used to wear the glasses, you used to have the regular haircut, you used to wear like a suit and shit, I think it was like the college. Yeah. I remember that. I was like, yeah, I remember this guy. I was like, okay, you know. So it's been a minute.
Oh, Jesus Christ. The Sea Bear with 30,000 Japanese yen, Sanman yen donation. Oh my God, that's nice. Thank you so much. This is my man in Japan. This is for the advice. Great show, by the way. That's $275.
That's what's up. Shout out to Sea Bears.
Thank you, Sea Bear. Thank you so much, my bro. And then Merciless 6 also with the $4.99 super chat says, peace, Locario. In your opinion, is becoming a dating coach an official trend? And what should be the requirements to legitimize this profession? That is a great question, Merciless.
No, that's real talk. Shout out to Merciless. Yeah, it's a trend now for a lot of people to be like, people just pop up and like, oh, because the thing is, anybody could technically be a dating coach. You understand? It's not like you're being a therapist or like a licensed, like, you know, like type of person. So the thing is, though, the bad part about that is that anybody could come in and you know, say that, you know, they know knowledge about the game. You understand? Because when I was first coming up, I started this. I was like maybe like 26 or something, 27 around that time. So I was talking about things that I knew. So I wasn't trying to necessarily say things that I had no idea about or try to pretend that I knew something that I never spoke on anything I didn't really know. And so what I see nowadays is that you have a lot of guys on YouTube and who are marketing themselves as coaches and dating coaches and stuff like that. but they don't really have the information. They don't have the life, experience. They haven't done the research, and all they do is look at other people who's official, take what they say, and then they just go on their channels and say it, but they're not really, you know what I'm saying? They don't really know. And so a lot of guys who are naive, they'll listen to those guys, and based off of how the guy looks, based off of how the guy's presenting himself, they'll just believe him because they're like, oh yeah, he looks like the type of guy that's, an alpha male or gets girls. But, real guys who know the game know they can point out and say, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. This guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. You see what I'm saying?
I didn't really. I trust Myron Gaines when he brought you along, and
right.
I think, I mean, I don't know if you know this, but do you know who really helped me cut my teeth in the game?
Who's that?
Player Supreme.
Oh, shout out to Player Supreme. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
That's
bro. And I think
right
he was
there.
he was kind of beefing with you at one point. I saw that.
Yeah, it was actually never. No, it was actually never beef. It was more like we had different ideas on things, so we kind of went back and forth.
I just saw the YouTube headlines.
Oh right. Oh yeah, it was never beef. I definitely always gave props to Player Supreme because Player Supreme was the OG. I learned a lot from Player Supreme. So you know what I'm saying. So it was definitely.
Yeah, he taught me a lot, man. He taught me how to keep my mind clean of negativity because I was I was raised in a really negative atmosphere and negative, it was just really hard. Raised a single mom, poverty, a lot of just shit happened in my life and that fucked my mindset up. But he helped me out so much with changing my mind and. Yeah, man, it was unfortunate to see him pass, but he knew his shit. He was a good guy. I'm just shocked. I'm shocked that you saw my stuff back in the day. How the fuck did you even find, dude? I look back at that material and I'm just like, why did anybody even watch me? No,
I remember that, and it was funny because I didn't realize that was you until later. I was like, wait, is that John? Is that the same dude? It's like a totally different guy. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh snap.
Yeah, it was unreal. I was copying Corey Wayne because I talked to him a couple times, and he's like, just copy my style, and that was me just trying to get my foot in the door. I've been a YouTuber since 2011, maybe, or something. But I had a smaller channel. It's still up. Some people know where it is, but I just was I was trying to be like a YouTuber or whatever.
Right.
I just I was never I'm not one of these guys who was I was a virgin till I was 20 something or whatever. I was hooking up with chicks in church in the choir room and stuff, not having sex. I lost my virginity when I was 17. I'm 34, so I've technically been in the game 34 years or 17 years. So, but I just had this I grew up in Orlando, Florida, right?
Right.
And my school district was I was zoned right at the edge of the richest area in Orlando. So I went to Winter Park High School, which is a super rich, super snooty school. Kids were driving brand new BMWs at 16 that mom and dad bought for them, right? So I grew up really kind of angry, because I was so poor, and every day I would go to school and I would just see everybody, these people had two parents, they had money for lunch. I didn't have money for lunch ever. I had to just either starve or sometimes I would hustle and make some money somehow. And that really just put a fire in me to I'm like you, I'm a hustler,
Right.
And once I started learning, so I had already been red pill or whatever, but once that whole part of the internet came to organize and give labels to everything, I was like, oh, okay, this is kind of the same way I view the world.
Right.
And I felt I just couldn't shut up about it. I wanted to tell everybody, and I made the beginner mistake of trying to tell my friends around me, and you ever see Glengarry Ross with Alec Baldwin?
Right.
It's sad to say, but I was trying to tell all my friends around me, God bless them, we're all the Lord's people, whatever, but a loser's a loser.
Right.
And they're not going to change 9 times out of 10 unless they put in serious concentrated effort and they want to. So I tried telling them. They always just told me I was nuts, I was crazy, I was
Right.
whatever. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just done. Like, I'm just gonna take my internet's talents to the street, to the, take my talents to the South Beach of the internet, like LeBron James. Take my talents to South Beach. Took my talents to YouTube, and I was like, let me just fucking do this. And I was it was five. It's been about 5 years now. Last month, and it's been one hell of a ride, but it's finally paid off, and it's paid off in a big way. I think it's funny how much people just don't really know how hard it is to do what we do, because you get like emotion, like after I do consultations with people, like I feel emotionally drained, man. I feel like they take part of my life essence away from me. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. That's the thing. It's all energy. You know what I'm saying? And this is why, because I've talked about like people online who like we was earlier talking about like this whole dating coaching trend, and there's a lot of people online who are taking people's information and work and and energy and then just using it. You know what I'm saying, without giving credit and all that, and I don't like that at all. I hate, like, I've had people literally, I had to send out takedown notices to people to tell them, look, you got to take down those videos because that's all my stuff. Literally, I've had people literally take my video and put it on their channel. You understand?
Wow.
And try to sell their book. You understand what I'm saying, with my information? I was like, what kind of, and so that, again, it's because you put so much time and energy and effort, and on top of that, this is stuff that is your life. So I'm like, you're literally stealing from my life, pretending it's you, and then profiting off of it. You feel what I'm saying? And so to me, that's sucker shit. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's the thing, where if you're not giving someone credit, if you're not trying to work with somebody and you're doing that, that's weirdo stuff. And so, like you said, is that there's that energy there from that aspect, but also there's the energy of how difficult it can be to do this. Because see, what people don't understand is that when we put ourselves out here like this, right? This is why celebrities go crazy sometimes, because, and I'll get on, this is some spiritual shit, I'm gonna get on some woo shit, but I gotta get on it. The thing is that when a person thinks about you, they're sending energy to you, right? So now imagine, you got John from Modern Life Dating, you got Mr. Locario, you got all these subscribers, you got people that hit you up, send you messages, watch you every day. So what happens is that you have all these people thinking about you. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why, imagine someone like a person like Drake. Imagine how many people are thinking and talking about Drake at any given time. You feel what I'm saying? So that's all energy being thrown at him. And so the same thing happens even on us on a smaller scale, but it's happening. You see what I mean? And so we have to, not only are we doing all the work and putting all the energy into the work we do, we still have to interact with the energy of all of that type of stuff. Now, again, this is the life we chose, and it's still good, and I appreciate it. But the thing is that that's the part that people don't understand, which is the hard part. Like even earlier, before we started the show, I saw some goofy troll in the chat who made up some lie, and I seen him on different other people's channels when I was getting interviewed, and I was on different stuff. He was talking about, oh, I saw Mr. Locario, a video of Mr. Locario having sex with a prostitute, and he filmed it in his apartment. I'm like, who is this guy, and what the fuck is he talking about? I'm like, that never happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you get random people, trolls on the internet, making lies about you. It's one thing, I don't care if a dude hate me, but to make a blatant lie of something that never happened so that someone else is going to read that, you understand? Because I even had my girl texted me earlier. She was like, is this true? Is this true what this guy's saying? I'm like, hell no, this ain't true. Who the fuck is this dude? So that's what I'm saying, where that's stuff that dudes have to deal with. You understand, while we're doing this type of work. You see what I mean?
I have a similar, I think we share a similar situation. There's a group of losers that every Saturday night they get around and talk about being on a live stream for 8 hours.
Oh yes, exactly. I'm
I'm not joking. 8 hours. I'm not even gonna say the name of his channel because this guy's a fucking loser. And he
Right. I know who you're talking about.
he's saying my mother's name on his stream too. If that guy was in the same room as me, he would just sit down and fucking cry.
Exactly.
I would snap his fucking neck. Okay. And these guys, that's the one thing about this thing that you and I deal with is like the internet haters. I've been called, you've probably been called the N-word a million times, right?
Right, exactly, right.
I get called it just for, I associate with Donovan and people are like, oh, this guy's an N-word too. And I'm just like, what are you, like, you guys have, like, it's just, and you know what? Those guys that are doing that stuff,
right?
They're watching us for a reason. Those guys, literally, when we're talking about the socio-economic, you know, let's just like the hot dude ladder of you know, hierarchy. Those dudes are at the absolute bottom.
Oh yeah, they're the guys. They're the guys in their dirty living rooms on the computers jacking off all night. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like if you actually saw these guys in real life, and that's the thing where I almost feel like I actually feel sorry for these dudes sometimes. I'm like, yo, your life has to be messed up if you're doing that. Because listen, dudes like, look, when me and you get together and talk, right? I remember, you know, we were talking last time when we were doing the, I think he was doing a body language course, and we're just talking business. You understand? We're talking about elevating. We're talking about ways to you know, make things go down. So we don't got time to be on people's pages trolling and saying, because I'm like, yo, we're actually living real life. We're actually having sex with beautiful women. We're making money. You know what I'm saying? We're enjoying ourselves. So it's like dudes who actually are living the life and enjoying themselves don't have time to, you know, sit there all day trolling. But it's just weird though, because it's like, you know, that energy, if those guys actually took that energy to improve themselves, these dudes would be doing fantastic. But no, they want to, you know what I'm saying? They want to go in the other direction being goofy. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
That's what I say. I said, look, you guys are fucking losers. You sit around talking about me for 8 hours.
Exactly.
The only thing I do for 8 hours is sleep. I don't do anything else for 8 hours.
Right.
And it's unbelievable because if they, for example, let's just take something ultra simple, right?
Right.
So if you were to sit down and learn to code for 8 hours a week within within what do you call it? Within 18 months, you can turn your life around. If you're doing 8 hours a week, 8 hours of coding a week, right? Hour and change every day. But again, they just, all they want to do is just, it's sad. But again, you know what? At the end of the day, I personally blame it the lack of fathers. It's always the father's fault. And then at the end of the day, like, I tell this to all the guys in my community always, that's your competition. Right,
exactly. And it's funny because I'm like, what are you actually doing in your life where you could dedicate 8 hours to a live stream? Just 8 straight hours to live stream. And not only a live stream talking about other people.
Yeah.
Like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how are you making money from that? How is that improving? Like, so you see what I mean? Like it doesn't make sense. And so that's how you know that those guys don't really have anything going on in their lives, because not only are you taking 8 hours of your life to focus on this nonsense, you're not even making any money off it. You understand what I'm saying? In fact, you're actually helping us make money, because I've had people that hit me up that say, oh, I heard about you because this guy was talking shit about you. You understand what I'm saying? And now I'm on your membership because I heard about you. I wanted to check you out. I checked you out. I like what you were saying. You see what I'm saying? So they're making me money. So I'm like, hey,
dude,
you know, if they want to keep doing that, that's on them. But
I know exactly what you're talking about. I kind of take a little bit of a sadistic pleasure when people be like, you know what, MLD? When I first started listening to you, I fucking hated you.
Right.
And then they're telling me this in my paid course where they pay me a shitload of money. And I'm drowning them in fucking pussy.
Right.
So it's satisfying. It's satisfying. Real quick, shout out to Jeremiah Bloink with the $5 super chat. He says, thank you to Locario. The advice you gave me in pandemic pickup and body language mastery has helped me more than you know. Great stuff. And then Harry is up there in New York with you actually. Harry says, haters gonna hate. Lovers know how to give and grow. When you Locario, you are spot on, bro. Like people look at our life and they think it's a lie, but the reality is, like, I'm going to show something. I'm going to share something with the audience real quick. You guys may think this is a commercial, but the reality, what I'm about to show you is this is a documentary, bros. Check it out, because August 24th, I want you to take a look at what's coming out to a email inbox near you. There you go, boys.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Guys, August 24th, listen, go to saltdaddy.net, get on the waiting list. It is the total online dating maximization program, okay?
Nice. Yeah, you guys got to get on that, man, because, yo, I'm telling you, man, if you know how to work online dating, man, it's just so good. It's always, see, for the guys who know how to do it and they know the things to do to get the girls, it's just so good, man. Like, I'm telling y'all. But if you don't know how to do it, that's when it's hell. You know what I'm saying? So.
Dude, it's feast or famine. Real quick to you guys out there, just so you know, this is what you get. You'll get the full video course, which is probably going to be close to 2 hours worth of information. It's going to be my longest course. This course, everything in itself, I'm not joking, cost me $12,000 to produce, okay? Damn. 2 hours of coaching in the video format. It's filmed in 1080p. It's crisp. It's better than Pandemic Pickup. It's better than Body Language Mastery. It is beautiful. Private Telegram chat, unlimited text message coaching with me and my squad of dudes until the end of the year. We're going to teach you how to build a high-value Instagram to show you how to constantly flex, how to do the soft flex, how to do the hard flex, how to keep an ecosystem of attention to bring girls to your world, and then 10 2-hour-long live Zoom sessions with myself. We'll probably have Mr. Locario and the squad, all the dudes come
I'm
through.
Down. Let me know.
And we're going to answer your questions man-to-man, one-on-one, face-to-face. You get direct access to me, Jonathan, from Modern Life Dating, all the superstars, Mr. Locario, Rolo Tomasi, all those boys will probably pop through. August 24th, go to saltdaddy.net and get on the waiting list today. It is only available for 5 days. I have no future plans to release this anymore. We'll see what happens, but as of right now, it's just going to be available for 5 days. Testing this out, but I'm telling you, I feel really confident with what I've put out, and anybody who's been with my coaching knows that I deliver. Anyways, but like, let's take a look at this commercial for a second, right? It looks like a commercial, but that's actually a documentary. And right. I'm sure you look at those girls, you're like, I know it's pretty cool, but like, I'm pretty sure you've had some similar.
Right, exactly. Like, I already know. That's what I'm saying. I already know. It's funny because this is, see, again, you know, this is a song that rapper Pusha T came out with called "If You Know, You Know." You understand what I'm saying? And so I look at the game like that too, where it's like, when I see that, I'm like, yeah, I know this is the type of stuff that goes down when you're doing what you do, because I understand the level of game. So it's one of those things. It's just like when a businessman is talking to another businessman. They could see, okay, this guy, he's a good businessman because I'm a good businessman. So I recognize another good businessman. Yeah. See, it's the people who don't live that life and who are the people on the sidelines who hate, and the key word is hate, who always have shit to say about that type of stuff. See, the people who are smart, they say, oh snap, you know, that lifestyle looks interesting. What can I do to get to that level? And this is why they should join the courses. This is why they should go to saltdaddy.net. This is why I'm telling you, this is why dudes have to do this, because if you want to get to that place, that's where it goes. But see, that's the difference between the mindset of a winner and a loser. A loser is always going to be like, oh, this is stupid. This is nonsense. Oh, this is you know, BS, and they're just trying to sell you stuff. Yeah, of course we're trying to sell you stuff. That's how we make a living. But guess what? This is the what guys got to understand. What's so interesting about what we do? Daily, we come out with content for free. You know what I'm saying? For free. This is the you know what I'm saying? For free. Then we give you the even more exclusive, detailed stuff. You understand, behind the paywall. And this is the interesting stuff about investing in yourself. When you invest in yourself, right, you actually take it more seriously. Yeah. And then because you take it more seriously, you learn better, and then therefore you actually get better. So there's actually like it's really you know, a thing behind this is that when you give, you get. So you have to give and invest in yourself so you can get back the return of what you are learning. You see what I'm saying? This is what I always try to explain to people, is that a lot of times the guys who do the worst in game are usually the guys who are trying to skim and on themselves. You understand what I'm saying? That's the problem. You can't do that. You have to. It's like you ever see people go to the gym and they don't really work out. They just kind of walk around the gym a little bit. They probably go on the treadmill for 3 minutes. They probably lift the weights for like 2 minutes, and they like, oh, I worked. You didn't work out. You didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to do the least amount and feel like you did something, but you really got to push yourself in there and invest and be about it. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely. We do not value anything we get for free as humans. Right. We are just a bunch of filthy, stinking apes on this planet. We think we're so important. We think we're so superior, but we're just another, like a subset of monkeys running around, really. Mm-hmm. That being said, it's so true. Like, for example, like, I think, you know, I don't know if I want to go down that one. I will leave the girls alone for this day. But, like, yeah, it's so true. Like, you know, if somebody were to give you something, you're just not going to value it as much. But, like, you know, if you work hard for something, like when I work hard for these gold chains, I work hard for all my nice shit, my Rolex, everything. I value this shit. Like, I'm like careful. I'm like, you know, like when I go out, if I go to a club, I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to wear the Rolex. I don't know if I'm gonna wear the chains. I'm like, I don't know, man. These motherfuckers might snatch this shit, or some shit might go down. But again, going back to that, like, the thing is this, right? Let's be honest. Let's just talk like men, okay? To the men here listening, what is the one thing you're going to keep your entire life, right? It's yourself. Right. So why are you going to skim and cut the corners on yourself and your investment?
Exactly.
Last year, I spent close to $10,000 on coaching. Actually, I spent more than $10,000. Shout out to Red Pill Chauvinist real quick with the $3.
Shout out to Red Pill Chauvinist for popping, bro.
Super chat, brother. Thank you so much. Shout out to the king, to the Game Kings. By Salt, listen, you're a king too, my bro. You got some serious game, man. You got some serious game. I love that guy. You know, from a self-development perspective, like I said last year, actually, I spent more than, now that I'm running the numbers quickly in my head, I spent a little over $10,000 in my personal self-development, which is buying some courses, buying coaching, monthly coaching, accountability. I went to a seminar in Arizona last year, and that was, you know, was close to, like, with flight and everything, was like close to $3,000. But the day, you guys got to stop pedestalizing money so much. Like, you have to realize, if you're paying money to get more skills, you're going to become a more valuable person. And if you're a more valuable person,
you're gonna get more money.
You're going to get more market.
Exactly.
Market's going to pay
That's how
you.
I understand. Look, I remember because even for when we did this, we were filming the Game Kings documentary. We spent at least probably like $25,000 to like $30,000 of our own money, or just on the whole production. You understand what I'm saying?
Wow.
And
really?
then on top of that, I remember even before that, when I was first coming up doing the coaching and everything. This was back in maybe 2009 or something like that. I spent $1,500 on a course about public speaking.
Awesome.
Just about public speaking and marketing yourself as a speaker. And mind you, I went into my savings. I only had $1,800. So I spent $1,500 of the $1,800 I had on this course. You understand? So I was like, so most people will be like, oh man, I only got $1,800. I can't. No, I said, listen, this is what I want to do, and this is what I want to make happen. So I'm going to spend this money. Now, look, I do public speaking. I'm on YouTube all the time, and I make my money through speaking to people. So I'm making a bunch of times more than what I spent. You see what I mean? And so this is what I try to get guys to understand is that and that money flows and energy flows. So when you try to hoard it, that's what you're actually stopping more money and more situations coming to you. So you have to put stuff out so stuff can come back to you. You see what I mean? It's just like when you're dealing with a girl. Sometimes you might need to, like, let's say you're dealing with a girl and she starts acting funny. You might need to be like, yo, you got to get out of here for a second. I'm gonna let you go for a minute, right? You let her go, and then you let her simmer and chill and think about what she did, and it should be running right back to you with gifts and, oh, I'm so sorry, I missed you. That's how the world works, man. You know what I mean? But if you're scared to put it out there, you're never gonna get it back. You see what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. I had to, my main, she got a little confident, a little brave with me in May, and she kind of mouthed off to me about it, and then I was like, oh really? And so we had two tickets to a luxury location,
right?
And I said, all right, cool, well, guess who's not going with me on vacation? And guess who just upgraded himself to first class? And I did it. I pulled it, and I said, it is what it is, but the person who has the most leverage in every relationship is the one who can walk away. And sometimes these girls get comfortable.
Right.
They get a little arrogant. They forget that they're fucking having filet mignon
and
shit, where the motherfucker over there, he can only afford to take you to Applebee's. And I love Applebee's, don't get me wrong, but I love filet mignon too.
Right.
So, and not everybody gets to eat filet mignon. So, dude, what you said, like I said, as soon as I heard you talking in Pandemic Pickup, I was like, this motherfucker's a pimp for sure, like without a doubt. Shout out to my boy DJ Jay Green. Apologize there, Jay. He says the best investment is in yourself. Happy I invested in BLM, which is Body Language Mastery. Great guy. He's also in New York too.
That's what's up. Shout out to you, bro.
Got a bunch of pimps up there. Let's go back to my favorite topic, and I used to let this get me upset, and I don't anymore, because I realize it's a blessing in disguise. You touched on this, and I think it's beautiful. Let's talk about how many guys out there that are dating coaches but give awful advice.
Oh man,
atrocious advice. Let me ask you something. Do I need to pull out let me pull out the music again. Let me throw another $1 million question at you if you're feeling up to it. Okay.
Let's do it.
I got another $1 million question for the $1 Million Man, Mr. Locario. Go check him out, guys. badboymembership.com. He offers a super great service with accountability, a group of other men just like you who are shooting for the stars of excellence. Let me pull the here we go. So I got a question for you, Mr. Locario. All right, 60 seconds on the clock. Here we go. All right. There are probably at least, let's be generous and say 100,000 YouTube channels out there of men and women giving dating advice. All over the world. Multiple countries, multiple ages, genders, races, whatever. tell me, of these coaches, of these dating channels, what percentage of them are 100% full of shit, no good liars, pieces of garbage who don't know what the fuck they're talking about?
Man, I'd have to say it got to be at least, I'd say 85%.
85 fucking percent.
85% is full of shit. And I'll tell you why. Because, well, you got to understand something. There's a lot of people who have to be full of shit in order to make money. You understand what I'm saying? Because their demographic is people who want to hear bullshit. You understand? There's people out there that they'll pay you good money just to make them feel good. So you have people who see, I feel like, you know, people like us, we're in the business of actual taking action for real life change.
Yep.
Then you have people who want to just either be entertained or want to feel good. So you have those type of people. And those type of people is a bunch of bullshit, because those type of people are those are the people who walk around in the gym but don't work out. We're like the personal trainers that's gonna make you sweat and fucking faint after you done been, you know what I'm saying, going hard for an hour. So there's a lot of people who are bullshitters because the bullshit makes the money. And then you have people who actually talk about real life stuff. That means that the person has to work and has to look at themselves and make change. And so you got to understand that most people don't want to make change. This is why you'll have people like ourselves where like truthfully, me and you should be having at least maybe 1, 2, or even 3 million hits every video.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like at least. You see what I mean? But the thing is that the reason why is because most people don't actually want change. They don't actually want to improve. They want to feel like they're changing. They want to feel like they're improving. And so that's where a lot of coaches will bank on the feeling. Actually, it was funny because I actually have a friend. I'm not going to mention his name because he says some real shit that he probably don't want me to put out there. But he's a guy who coaches primarily women, right? And so I asked him,
God. Are his initials DJ?
No, that's not him. I know, right? No, but it's another dude.
Okay.
So he coaches mainly women, right?
Okay.
And he said, and you know, so I also coach women, but I coach more men than women. But I said to him, I said, yo, I want to, you know, up my female client base, right? So I said, you know, what do you think I can do to up the female client base, right? So he said, Locario, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. He said the reason why you're not going to have a huge female client base is because you're too critical of women and you say too much real stuff. And this is what he said that made me, that I was like, damn, this is crazy. So he said you can't sell women truth. You have to sell women hope. You understand? And mind you, he's really successful.
Yeah.
You know, giving women dating advice. And this is what
yeah.
So he told me this behind the scenes. He said, you can't sell women truth. You got to sell them hope. Now, this is the funny part. That's even extended, I feel, over to a lot of men. Yep. A lot of men don't want the truth. They just want hope, or they just want to sort of feel good. They don't want to actually do the work. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you have a lot of coaches out here who they'll say stuff that sounds good and makes the guy feel good. And also they say stuff that alleviates him from actually doing any type of work. So this is why you have a lot of guys that'll say, hey, you know, just get rich and wait for the woman to chase you. You know what I'm saying? It's like weird stuff like that. And it's like, no, that's not, you know what I'm saying? That's not really what it's about. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. If you don't mind, I'd like to read one of my favorite verses from the Bible. It is Matthew chapter 9, verse 37. And the good Lord above said, the harvest is plentiful, but the laborers are few.
Facts.
Listen, I think you have the same problem as me. I can't even keep up with how many girls are interested in me right now. I don't have the time to keep up with them. Can you?
Right. No, I agree. See, that's
like, I don't have time to go sit and listen about your cat's day and all this shit. Like, I'm out here making moves.
Right.
And the ones that do come to the table, that were graced by being at my table, you can't just be bringing a piece of pussy to the table and thinking that's the only thing that's going to carry you through this franchise.
Exactly.
No, ma'am, not at all. But again, going back to what you said, bro, yeah. There's a lot of guys, you know, I'm involved in the cryptocurrency world, right? And then so we have a joke. My buddy Charlie from Cultivate Crypto's in the chat, and you know, we talk about all of the there's a certain genre of quality cryptocurrencies, right? There's multiple cryptocurrencies, and then there's another genre. They're called shit coins, right? And so there's Bitcoin and there's shit coins, right? And so the shit coins, their communities, we say a joke like they are always smoking hopium. They're smoking the hopium, right? They're hoping that this is going to work, hoping this is going to happen. Like, they want the hopes, they want the dreams, they want to wake up one day and be like, oh my God, I'm only been a cashier at McDonald's for 5 years. I have like not even tried to make myself better at all. Right. But I'm hoping one day I'm just going to wake up and be a millionaire, finally get my breakthrough. And it's like, listen, that's not going to happen. Right. That's never going to happen. But selling that hope, man, it is lucrative.
Yeah, because it keeps them like, you know, just coming, you know, keep coming. But the thing is, again, they're tapping into the market of people who they want the belief, but they don't want to actually take the action. They want the fantasy that it will one day happen. You see what I mean? So it's this thing where, you know, you have certain people who, you know, they think that, oh, well, you know what, I want to become rich, but I'll wait till next Tuesday to start on that. You understand? Then it's like, no, this is a lifestyle that you have to implement and put some hard work in. And so what a lot of people sell is, hey, you don't have to do any hard work. Just listen to the bullshit I'm telling you, and then, you know, everything's gonna work out fine. And it's like, oh yeah, that sounds way better than actually having to do work. This is why with fitness, they used to sell these, like, you know, the magic pills. You just take the pill and you lose weight, or you put the thing on your stomach and just let it make you get abs or some nonsense. Yeah. People gravitate to that because they're like, oh, well, I want the actual results and the success without having to do the work. And this is the ironic part. The ironic part about it is that if a person actually gets the results without putting in the work, they'll usually lose the result that they get, because actually keeping the result is a byproduct of you putting in the work. You see what I'm saying? This is why when people win the lottery, sometimes they lose all the money. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no emotional attachment, or there's no actual work tied to receiving those benefits. Yep. You see what I mean? It's crazy.
I tell this to people all the time. Like, your life as men, and like I'm everybody knows I'm raw. Like, you know, don't come get coaching for me if you're a weak person. Like, I will give it to you straight, but I will also get you results. And typically, you guys out there, if you're a man right there, listen to me, you know, put on your big boy pants. I'm going to criticize you here a little bit, but, you know, be a man, take it like a man. If your life sucks, it's because you suck. Right. Because, you know, in order to become a millionaire, you have to become a millionaire here.
That's right.
First. Then externally, you will manifest that $1 million. And that's why people, like, you know, say what you want. I was a huge Donald Trump fan before he was president, so I use his quotes all the time. But for example, that's why guys like Donald Trump became a millionaire, lost it all, and then became a fucking billionaire, because it was in him. It was here. Same thing like you had YouTube channels, they nuked them, but you made a comeback, and now you have a fucking amazing YouTube channel with 50,000 subscribers. Right. So once you become here, and you become here who you want to be and what you want in real life, nobody can take that away from you. Right, exactly. Nobody can. I could lose all my money. I could lose all my hoes. I could lose everything right now. Give me 5 years max. I'll have it back.
Right, exactly. And that's from the mindset, because again, people gotta understand your thoughts are going to become the actual things in manifest. You're going to manifest those thoughts. So everything. So like you said, if your life sucks, it's because you suck, because you're the one making it suck. If you want to make it better, you can make it better. You know what I mean? And so it all goes with a choice. But again, see, a lot of the guys, and this is where the haters come in also. Mm-hmm. The reason why guys hate, or they'll be like, oh, you guys are scams and this is bullshit, blah, 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 is because they're projecting from their own situation. They can't see or believe that, oh my, they can't believe that, oh, that's crazy. You guys can't get girls. And they're saying that because they can't get girls. You understand? In their life, they don't see it actually happening, or they don't see it actually happening for themselves. So they're like, no, well, if they're looking at us, they're like, wait a second, I look way better than Locario, or I look way better than John, and I'm not getting no girls.
Impossible.
Exactly, it's impossible. But, that's what I'm thinking. They're like, well, I'm not getting no girls, so they're definitely not getting no. And so that's how people think, is that they're so caught up in their own negativity that they can't ever see anything positive happening for not only them but for anyone else. You understand? Yeah. So it's like a person like us, where we actually see like, oh, I actually am witnessing this in real time, that I'm actually making moves and things are working out, and I'm doing the things that I need to do based off of the work I put in, not just because I'm lucky. It's like, look, I always tell people, there ain't nothing special about me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not like some person that was like ordained by God that said, hey, you are going to be the guy that's doing. No, I just decided, hey, I'm going to do this Mr. Locario shit. I made a decision one day. I did it. I stuck with it. And now I'm here. It's that simple. And everybody can do the same shit. You know what I mean?
No, absolutely. And so going back to that, like, I think, that's where there's just a lot of, like, I get, like, what you said is exactly what I go through. Yeah. I have people who look at me and be like, wow, this guy is a scammer because he only gets 1,000 to 2,000 views per YouTube video. He is clearly a liar and a scammer. I'm like, First of all, you cannot be broke in Tokyo. Second of all, can you even spell Tokyo, you fucking inbred, criticizing me? Do you even have a passport? Can you even spell passport? Right? And that's why I used to let it get me upset and work me up, but then now I just flipped the script and I realized, like, that's just another moron not in my way for my business success. Right.
And what's funny too is, I always find it funny when people talk about scamming. What people don't understand is scammers have a short shelf life.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So if the things we were doing were actually scams, we wouldn't be able to keep this shit going. You understand? I wouldn't be able to actually, like, I've been doing this for over a decade. There's no way a person who's scamming can just do shit over a decade. And you see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what people got to understand. And just like you, John, you've done body language mastery. You got the Salt Daddy joint coming out. You've done other things. People are not going to keep coming back and doing more stuff and getting this information if it's a scam. See, what a scam is actually is that when you say, hey, I'm going to promise you this if you pay for this, and I'm going to give you this thing I promised. So if I write a book and I say, hey, this is my book, How to Have Sex 2 in a Day, right? So I got my book in the background over there. So if I write my book and I say, here's my book, you're giving me money and I give you this book, transaction done. You know what I'm saying? There's no scam. You know what I mean? And on top of that, this information in the book, when you apply it, it's working for you. So this is why over the years things kept going and kept happening, and more people jump on the situation because they see that it's working. So this is what guys have to understand, is that when it comes to this whole thing that we're doing in real game and real guys who understand this, these guys are going to improve. We're going to improve, and then the haters are just going to be left in the dust. And we're actually trying to get the haters to understand, like, look, you don't need to hate. You can actually get on board and be successful too. You can actually get on board and actually make something happen, but it's for them to really see it. You know what I'm saying? And so the guys who work with us and the guys who adhere to the programs we put out and the stuff that we're saying, those guys are smart because they're like, hey, I actually am making a choice to improve my life, and then they actually improve, and they're like, oh shit, you know what I mean? They're getting to that point. But again, that's them first making a choice to take it to that next step. You see what I mean?
Absolutely. I mean, again, going back to that, like I said, I just feel at this point in my life that now I'm not gonna. You ever watch that Tyson documentary from 2008?
Yeah.
Fire, right? Did you like that?
That's dope.
I love that, man, and I really some of the greats that I'm a big fan of. Obviously, a big fan of Donald Trump, big fan of Mike Tyson. Did you watch the Chicago Bulls documentary?
The Last Dance? Oh yeah, I watched it with my girl. That was fire.
So good, dude.
That was
Michael
fire.
Jordan, Dennis Rodman, bro. Phil Jackson. That's a big part of the game,
Right.
because he replicated that shit in L.A. with Kobe as well.
Right.
And so, I just love studying these greats, and they all have one thing in common, and that is just an endless ocean of haters.
Right. That's true.
So,
that's facts.
And like Conor McGregor, I'm a big fan of Conor McGregor too. And
Right.
I used to be a Conor McGregor hater before he slept Jose Aldo in like 14 secs. So, but he said this. He says, the critics are always critics. And he says, but you know what? They don't build statues of critics.
Facts. That's real talk.
I'm going for that statue lifestyle, bro. I'm trying to get a fucking monument built, like a hot dude monument somewhere, like right in Mount Rushmore, right next to Mount Rushmore. I'll take it. But that's the thing. And so also because I feel my success is inevitable, I'm not gonna take my foot off the pedal. I'm gonna I have every right and everything in the world right now just to not do live streams. I basically live stream every single day. Right now I'm live streaming every day on this channel 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until August 29th to the 30th. I'll probably take the 31st off. But once you get the momentum moving, once you learn the game, because I tell guys this honestly, with me, if you're coaching under me, worst case scenario, if you do what I say, absolute worst case scenario, it's gonna take you 2 years to permanently understand the fundamentals of the game and never go sexless for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
If you do what I say.
Exactly.
And think about all of the mental real estate that would free up once you got that part of your life sorted.
Exactly. Man, I try to tell them because look, I tell these. Oh, shout out to my dude LDA. Shout out to you, bro. I try to tell these cats, man, like, if we're a heterosexual guy, right? You're going to want to be with women in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And that's going to gnaw at you. Because dudes try to pretend like, oh, I don't worry about that. I'm just, focused on my job and my purpose, and I can whatever. No, you still want that. And I've had friends all the time like this where I say, yo, come out, let's hang out, let's go to the spot or whatever. And they haven't been out in weeks. And then they go to a bar, we go to a club, whatever, and they see like the baddest women, and they're just sitting on the sidelines. They're scared to approach. They don't know what to say. So now when it comes time for you to really want to make something happen, you're stuck. You can't do anything. You don't know what to do. And so now you're like, shit, I can't make it happen. So once you have that part of your life handled, and this is what guys gotta understand. It's sort of like riding a bike. You understand? Once you learn how to ride a bike, you don't forget that shit. Now you might get rusty if you haven't rode a bike in like 2 years. You might get on it and wobble a little, but you'll get back on track right after in a few minutes. So, but the thing is, once you learn the stuff that you need to learn, apply it, do it, and be consistent with it, that's when you're going to actually get a consistent amount of women that you actually want. And this is why game is so important. All game is a strategy. And it's like, I always say to the guys like this, a lot of guys are really lucky that they have the internet right now, and that they have guys like us, and I'm not even tooting our own horn, but I'm just being real. You're lucky you have guys like us who have years and years of experience, and we're literally giving it to you. And all you have to do is do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you have to do is do it. So I'm like, look, it's there for you to make it happen. You see what I'm saying? That's what I was saying earlier. Right now, even if someone was trying to start an online business, there's so much information out right now that you could, if you started an online business today, you could probably be making money within a year and a half, 2 years tops. You could probably quit your job. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I always tell the guys now, it is literally the best time to be alive. It has never been easier in human history to get riches and get bitches if you play your cards right. You can live. Let's be honest. Let's call a spade a spade. You and I, we're living like kings in the 1800s right now.
Right.
We're living like kings. Women at the drop of a hat. A good amount of money.
Right.
Freedom. We have, our respect from our legion, our fucking armies of followers, my hot dude army. Right. What do you call your fans? What do you call your fan base?
They the bad boys, man. That's the bad
boys. Shit,
that's cool. They know what it is. Real.
But yeah,
we're on that real shit. You know what I'm saying?
We're living the dream. And so, again, like I said, I grew up in literally like abject poverty. My mom was an immigrant from Trinidad. She had no money. Dad left when we were little. Fuck all, dude. Fuck all. Like, people think like that we're the Versace. I'm overcompensated now because I was broke when I was younger. I know exactly who I am, and I don't give a shit because I look great. But at the end of the day, if I did it, you can do it. The thing is, a lot of guys, they just don't have the hunger. They don't have the drive. They just quite frankly, they're okay being, for lack of better words, and sorry, I gotta be the tough big bro for you guys, but they're okay being losers.
Right.
Right.
And you know what it is? This is what I always tell guys, is that I think part of the problem is as to why guys don't progress or succeed in whatever the things they're trying to do, is most guys don't understand the reality of what it takes to actually get from point A to point B. So what happens is, if once you start working on once you start working on trying to get there and get to that level and make it happen, then you'll have more respect for the work it takes to get it, and then you'll actually now have a realistic measure of what you need to do to actually get to that place. So, for example, like I just started, I think, maybe probably in April/May or something like that. I just started to really take, working out and eating healthy and everything like serious, right? So before I would go, I would go to the gym.
What are you eating? I just like to know, what are you eating?
So right now,
how did you change your diet?
Yeah, so basically what I did is I do this. One thing I do is I do this intermittent fasting. So I only eat between 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. and then from 10 p.m. up until 2 p.m. the next day I don't eat anything. So within that time I do my caloric deficit, and so I'm just eating a lot of chicken, meats, vegetables, some carbs here and there, but a lot of salads, stuff like that's actual food. Because I would. Bro, there was times that I would go and get McDonald's 3 times a day. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it was nothing. You know what I mean? I get McDonald's 3 times a day. I
don't care what anybody say. Those McDoubles are delicious.
Exactly, right? I get the Haagen-Dazs joint, and I eat like half the whole container just in one sitting. You know what I'm saying? And just whatever. And so I was like, damn, I'm getting older. I'm starting to see my joints going crazy. So I was in the beginning of, I think it was May, I weighed 236. Now I'm down to 220. So I freaking lost like 16 pounds.
Awesome.
Just going hard. But the thing was, and the thing is, I'm trying to get the 6-pack and all that other stuff. Now, the reason why I bring this up is because I want guys to understand, what knowing the knowledge is and implementing the knowledge means. So I was watching some videos and some tutorials on fitness. And so I was watching this dude. I forgot his name. His name is Jeremy something. He's a really good guy on YouTube that does fitness stuff. So basically, he had a video where he showed different pictures of guys with their stomachs. And he said, hey, look at these pictures and see where you're at. Like, which guy looks similar to you? And so he was like, based off of where your stomach is at, it's going to take this amount of weeks for you to lose that fat for your six pack to show. So when I looked on the thing, I was like, damn. So I'm looking, and it's basically said that for my body type and where I was at, it's going to take me at least 7 to 9 months to lose that fat. Now, because I have this information now, I could say, okay, cool. I understand now, so that I can keep working out and making it happen so that I can work towards that. Versus if I didn't have the information, I'd probably work out for a month and be like, oh, my stomach is still fat, and I give up. You see what I'm saying? So once you know the information and once you know what you actually have to do to get to the goal, then that's going to give you more appreciation for the work you actually have to put in. You see what I mean? But a lot of guys are ignorant to the work.
This guy here?
Yes, Jeremy Ether. Yeah, that's him.
I'm going to check that out because I'm looking to lean up too.
He's definitely on point. So he has a lot of good information on fitness and everything. But it's like, because I now know the knowledge, I know exactly what I need to do. Now this applies to what we're talking about here when it comes to women. This is why you guys got to get on saltdaddy.net. When you know the information, you know the work that has to be put in to get to the result you need to go to get. You see what I'm saying? This is what I try to tell guys.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. That's great. Interesting you say that. I've been doing intermittent fasting myself. I just started, I've been experimenting with which diet is just best for me, and not like a diet just to stay on it, but like a lifestyle. And I've come to realize as a businessman, because I was working with a bunch of people and you got to eat 4 meals a day, 5 meals, and quite frankly, I'm a busy man. I don't have time to be it's time to eat.
Exactly.
I don't have time for that. So what I've been doing lately is I no longer eat breakfast. I no longer eat lunch, and then I'll have 1 or 2 coffees throughout the day. I do cheat a little bit of the coffees for all you calorie Nazis out there. I do put 2 cubes of sugar and 2 creams in my coffee. That's how I like it, and I have those. So color me sinner or whatever. But since I've been doing that. In the month of August, I'm the lowest I've ever been since March, which was because when I do the body language mastery, I'm sitting here, and the pandemic pick up these Zoom things. I sit here and I say the Zoom sessions are 2 hours long, but that's just that's just me covering my bases. Reality, these things go from anywhere from 3 to 5 hours per session, and so I'm sitting there, and honestly, I'm human. I'm a little stressed out at the end of them because everybody's giving me the problems and I'm fixing them, and sometimes I got money too, so I'm just like, god damn, this Uber Eats app is calling out to me, and I'm human, and that's my weak point, but I'm working on it. But I found that now skipping breakfast, skipping lunch, and then just having a nice dinner. I'm not I gotta measure out 4 grains of rice and all this shit.
You don't want to get too obsessive with it,
I have what I make sure I do. So I do a 4-hour window because I'm a little bit more aggressive with my fat loss because I've been trying since the beginning of the year. And it's been working out well, but I just make sure I get a 50-gram protein shake in, and then I just have a meal that's typical meals: steak, rice, and some salad, just to get the greens. My girl always makes these delicious salads. I like salads, quite frankly, and it's healthy for you. But my energy levels are up. My fat loss is down. I'm killing it in the gym, and it's now, like you said, I have the direction, and I know the goal. The time it's going to take me to accomplish the goal, and I know that the results will come. And this ties into guys with dating right now. Let me ask you this, because you've been a dating coach longer than me. You've been a man longer than me, right? What in your experience and your perspective, what would you say is the number one problem that men have with trying to get it with women?
I think, the thing is, I think one of the biggest problems is guys are scared to make moves. You understand?
In what sense by making moves? And what do you mean?
Yeah, just in general, where it's so for example, a guy could be scared to make the move to approach the girl. And then the guy could be scared to make the move as far as being sexual with the girl while he's talking to her. Or a guy is scared to make the move when he's, in a situation where he could get sex, where he's like, you know, he brings a girl back to the room or something like that, and he'll just be like kind of pussyfooting around. You know what I'm saying? And so, and so basically, it's like guys are scared to take action, so therefore they're not getting the results that they need to be able to get to the next step. So even a guy may be scared to, like, I've seen guys talk to girls and they won't even like exchange numbers with them. And I'm like, and I tell the guy, like, why didn't you get a number? He's like, oh, well, I didn't know. They're scared to make the move to get to say, hey, give me your number, because they're scared of rejection. You see what I mean? Or they're scared to make it sexual because they're like, oh, I don't want to seem thirsty or whatever. It's like all these things that's stopping the guy to get to the next step. Because the thing is, you need to push and get to that one step so that you can get to the next step, so you get to the next step, so you can get to where you're trying to go with it. But the thing is that if you're scared to make the move, then you're not going to get the response or the reaction from the girl in order to make the situation go down the place it needs to go. So I always tell guys is that they have to be more bold. There's so many guys who aren't they're too passive. Like, men are way too passive nowadays.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Dudes have to be more assertive, more aggressive. And guys have been like, and this is what I'm saying. A lot of guys are waiting. They're like, oh, I'm just gonna wait for the girl to look at me, approach me, say something to me first, and then I'll go do the thing. You see what I'm saying? And so guys have to be more active. They need to go out there and make it happen more and be more of the aggressor, so that they can actually get more results from women, because women are waiting for guys to be masculine. You understand? They're waiting for men to just approach them and tell them what it is. Yeah. And so, and that turns women on, because that's part of what that it's that masculine energy. Just like we're turned on by feminine energy, they're turned on by masculine energy. But too many guys nowadays don't have the masculine energy. So because they don't have the masculine energy, they're not that attractive to a lot of women. And so women they'll still use them for attention. They'll use them to be in the friend zone. They'll use them to take them out on dinner dates, but they're not really attracted to those guys, you know, because those guys aren't putting that masculine energy out there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. No, that's a big reason why I left America, is because I went back in 2016, right? I had a 1-year stint in northern, basically Tokyo. I was in basically northern area, north of Tokyo for 1 year. And then I moved to Hawaii for 1 year, and I was there. And then I moved to the western coast of Japan in a city called Osaka for a year. And then I went back home to America. And so I was about 31 at the time when I went back to America. Right. I had a lot of this global experience. I'd been to Thailand. I went to Korea. I was so blown away when I went to Korea. I just like saw so much and like just was like, you know, when you travel, if you travel for 2 to 3 years, that's like a PhD in life. Like you can't learn, like some fucking dork ass professor can't teach you that shit. And you know, so I just learned so much. And then I had tasted, you know, the femininity, like raw femininity from other cultures. And I came back to America and I was like, listen, I'm 30. I'm in my sexual prime as a man. I was like, I've got a lot of fucking loads left in me to dump off. And I'm not trying to stay here, because I was like, I'm just not trying to stay here with American girls, because quite frankly, they're not as feminine as most girls. If you've been to Europe, if you've been to especially Eastern Europe, if you've been to Asia, I'm not talking like, I'm not one of these guys who goes to like third world shitholes and like, oh, you know, I'm American, what's up? Like I'm in Japan. Like Japan has the third strongest economy in the world. Like these girls don't look at me like, oh my god, this guy's gonna financially save me. They got their own money, bro. And top it off, I live in Tokyo, the #1 city in the world with the most millionaires. Okay, so I was not coming over here just like, oh, you know, like gaming on like third world girls, right? But when I had gotten all this experience and just gotten a taste of femininity, there was just no way I could ever go back. And that's how strong my desire for feminine women is. My girl is here right now. She's sitting on the floor supporting me, bro. She's literally sitting right next to me on the floor with my puppy, waiting till I'm done, because that's the kind of woman she is. She's feminine and she supports me, right? That being said, if women crave the masculinity, as much as I crave the femininity, then I can totally understand why a lot of these chicks are frustrated. And but you know, it's funny, like you talk about like, you know, like you got to tell these dudes the truth and you got to hold them accountable and stuff. And like that's the one thing that gets you results, and that's the one thing American girls are not trying to hear. Like if you tell American girl, like, listen, if you're weighing more than 140 pounds right now, like you're pushing it, and these girls will lose it. There are endless amounts of medical data showing that like being fat fucking ends your life sooner. And these girls like, no, I'm healthy at any weight. I'm just blah blah blah. And it's just like, yo, like that's why I'm like I'm on the future train, bro. These bitches belong to the streets, bro. Rent that pussy, get it going. Pump, dump, ejaculate, evacuate, get on your purposes, get rich as fuck, and get the woman that falls in line, bro. You know, that's my thing. Ejaculate and evacuate.
That's hilarious.
Boom, I'm out. You know, and that's the thing. That's the thing with they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it, and that's okay because again, for the girls that do, like I said, my girl is living the fucking dream, bro. My girl is like she's, and that's the thing. Another thing is this. The problem. Which if you could, because I definitely agree with you. I think the market for coaching women in America is the ripest in the world. These bitches need help more than anybody else, bro. And if you could figure out a way to fucking Derek Jackson them, but only tell them the truth, bro, you're gonna be like a jillionaire. You're gonna.
I know that's what I'm saying. That's the sweet spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's
the sweet spot. You gotta give them the truth, but like put it in a way where it's. And that's the hard part too, because it's hard to like it's hard to tell women that, hey, you know, you gotta lose weight or you're not gonna get the type of guy you want. Period. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna get that high value, attractive dude looking like you look, and they don't want to hear that. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to hear any of that. Or you got to tell them, hey, listen, you know, a guy who's a high value, attractive guy is going to want a woman who's submissive, who listens to him, who's on his program. A lot of women don't want to hear that. They don't even want to adhere to that. They want that high value, attractive guy just because they like. I want him without me as a woman having to do anything, and that's just not how it works. And it's and that's the hard part to get women. This is why Derek Jackson, shout out to him, why he's so successful, because he's like, man, fuck this. I know that I gotta tell these women what they want to hear. I gotta let them know. I gotta tell them that it's all the man's fault. If the man don't want to be with him, it's because he's intimidated by her awesome. Like he's telling them all this stuff to make them feel good, and this is what happens. But unfortunately, that doesn't actually get them what they want. You understand? So it sucks. That's how it got to be. But yeah, if that's what I'm working on, is that sweet spot where it's like, you know, you tell them the truth, but they can take it. It's like you got to put it in a way where they can take it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's
it's definitely something that's if you can crack that puzzle, like you will be
right.
You will be the man Oprah. You will
right,
like,
exactly.
And Oprah is rich as fuck.
It's difficult, man. It's difficult because it's like trying to make an omelet without cracking an egg. You know, you know.
I think that's something though, without a shadow of a doubt, that is lucrative, and you should go for it. We've been going for an hour and 45 minutes. I just want to say, listen, dude, thank you so much for coming on here.
I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man. Let me know whenever you're coming out with the Salt Daddy online course. Come through to my channel. We'll talk about it. We'll chop it up.
Absolutely. August 24th, guys. Mark your calendars. Salt is coming out, which is an ultimate online dating course. All you need to go is to this website right here, saltdaddy.net. Scroll down, put your name in here, and put your best email address in here. Click yes, I want in. That'll put you on the waiting list, and you'll be confirmed and ready to go. August 24th, over 100, and as of right now during the show, more people signed up. Over 116 people are now on the waiting list. I'm telling you, this is my finest piece of work that I put out. I kid you not. I've spent $12,000 US to make this course. It is going to be a banger. If you show up You do the work. You come to Zoom. I'll change your fucking life, all right? Mr. Locario will change your life, too. Go to badboymembership.com. Until then, I'll be back here tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for free consultation Friday. So you can call in, ask me all your dating questions, relationships, fitness, finance, getting out of the United States, traveling, working abroad, sales, marketing, whatever you want. 657-383-1318. It will be free and available at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Until then, I'll see you next time.
Ease, people.